Moving on to another top focus story right here on NewsX. It's been 76 days since the ex-servicemen of our country began with their protests for one rank, one pension implementation. And after receiving repeated commitments from the government, the veterans are now planning a massive escalation in protest. Even as the Braves now say, if at all, they will talk only to the Prime Minister. The next big step is to politicize the protest and campaign in Bihar. Yes, in short, talk in the language political parties understand the best. The strategy is clear. The next big option is Mission Bihar. The Braves are set to protest in the poll-bound state if need be, to shame the government that found it easy to shell out 1.25 lakh crore rupees for the special package to earn votes in Bihar, but is taking ages to implement the OROP that adds a burden of just about 10,000 crores on the exchequer. This coming after the veterans decided to boycott all official government functions for the 50-year celebrations of the 1965 war. These are some visuals that came in earlier today of the veterans celebrating Rakhi steadfast at their protest venue.
You see, this is one of the options, and I'm not saying it is in the final stages. This is one of the options, and at a later day, we may or may not.
I am expecting it today, right now. But it is not for me to give. It is for the government of India to give, to realize what harm this kind of a protest is doing to the country in general and to the army in particular. See, this is not good for the country. It's not good for anybody. And therefore, this issue must be settled forthwith. Everything is secondary. I don't know how they are not realizing this issue.
Some breaking news now coming in on this story. The health of Havaldar Abhilekh Singh has worsened. He's been on hunger strike at that venue. Also, he's been rushed to hospital, we're being told as of now. Payal Mehta joining us with further details. Payal, bring us up to speed.
Well, of course, these ex-servicemen have been protesting and have been on an indefinite hunger strike demanding the one rank, one pension. And gradually their health is taken a toll given the kind of physical stress this really brings in. Because remember, at the average, the age of these protesters and also these people who are on hunger strike is about 60 to 70 years of age. And here, Havaldar Abhilekh Singh, he has taken ill and he had to be rushed to hospital. Remember, these war veterans and these ex-servicemen who have been on a constant demand have not been very keen on being sent to the hospital. But as the health continues, there has been a request by their fellow protesters for them to be hospitalized. And we can see from the shot that a little while ago, he was in fact taken to the hospital nearby because his health wasn't really keeping good and it was deteriorating.
Right. And Payal, the fact is, he's not the first veteran to have his health deteriorate. Others too have also been falling ill and being rushed to hospital, but obviously their resolve is not going down anytime soon.
Absolutely. I mean, they have only grown from strength to strength when it comes to the resolve. When it comes to pushing their demands through, knocking the doors of the government, right from the Prime Minister's office to the Defence Minister, to also the Home Minister. Remember, the Home Minister met the delegation late last evening. He has also given them an assurance that he will be, in fact, putting in a word with the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's office. So it's only a matter of time that they've really been waiting, because they've been asking for a particular date. They've been asking for certain demands to be fulfilled. Well, that is something which the government is certainly deliberating on, and thus the government does not want to give any deadline. We did manage to speak to the Defence Minister yesterday, and they've been waiting because they've been asking for a particular date. They've been asking for certain demands to be fulfilled. Well, that is something which the government is certainly deliberating on, and thus the government does not want to give any deadline. We did manage to speak to the Defence Minister yesterday, and the Defence Minister also said that in principle the government has really agreed. There are certain gaps is what they're speaking about, and all that these war veterans are really asking for is for the government to give them some sort of an assurance. Otherwise, the protest will only intensify.
Many thanks for that update, Payal Mehta. Remember, the ex-servicemen have fallen back on using soft power too now. The plan is to rope in Bollywood stars from defense backgrounds to take their fight forward and make a point loud and clear that the dignity and rights of veterans cannot be compromised with. Not just cine artists, the ex-servicemen are set to get a backing from socialites and page 3 personalities also. Remember, a campaign by celebrities often invites much attention, especially at a time when the veterans are looking to hit the campaign trail in Bihar too.
So many of them, you see spokesperson like Shobha Day, let's say others who are coming on the show and they are bringing out so many, let's say whatever the deficiencies in the country, and they are already given indications that they will wholeheartedly support our